with Extreme Rules about 5 days away, man, Raw definitely delivered. Let's get right into this thing, Matthew. How are you doing?
Raw delivered, dude. And honestly, the backstage segments were good. The matches were fire. The storytelling was just awesome, Kyle. Like, honestly, if I could give this Raw like a 1 out of 10, I'd probably give it like a 9. And we haven't seen a Raw like that in so long. I mean, I'd even give it a 10. Heck, it had me on my feet and the whole show, I just was excited. I was thinking what's gonna happen next. And you know what? That's awesome. That's great storytelling. And they did just that. So the show opens up with the Judgment Day, kind of cutting a promo. Dominic basically saying, "Dad, I hate you, Pa te odio," all that crap in Spanish. And you know what? Dominic's doing some good work. It's kind of cringy, not gonna lie, it is cringy, but it is some good work. And with the Judgment Day, especially like Rhea Ripley, it it helps. And she's kind of like a China to Dominic. You know, China, Degeneration X, all that.
Oh, absolutely. I love how they're making the storyline go. I can't wait to see a match between Dominic and Ray. It's going to make Dominic really step up. And like you said, this storyline between Rhea Ripley and Dominic's really got me interested.
For sure, but we actually, besides the promo of the Judgment Day coming out, we actually see Rey Mysterio and AJ Styles take on the Judgment Day. It ended up being Rey Mysterio and AJ Styles who took the win. But
Surprising.
yes, surprisingly, but it was a good way to open the show. But we actually were teased. AJ
Yeah.
Styles, no, AJ Styles joining the
Yeah.
Judgment Day. I'm still kind of curious about what they're trying to get at, but we actually saw AJ Styles who kind of pushed Rey Mysterio after. Um, I'm not sure. And did I say Rey Mysterio and AJ Styles took the win? I'm sorry, it was the Judgment Day. It was Rey Mysterio and AJ Styles who actually got into an altercation after Balor hit Styles with a coup de grace for the win. But I think we're seeing an ascension between AJ and Rey Mysterio as kind of friends, especially AJ Styles, who is friends with Finn Balor. But I thought we were gonna see something, but it was a Judgment Day who actually ended up attacking AJ Styles after.
Yeah, definitely an interesting segment to kick off the show. Definitely got us thinking about what AJ is going to do, join the Judgment Day, or like keep defending Ray and the family. But
Right.
yeah, man, what a way to kick off Monday Night Raw.
Especially kicking it off, dude. They cut right backstage with the United States champion Bobby Lashley, kind of in honor of the gold that he holds. Kind of talking about, okay, who's next? You know what I mean? Ali actually runs up to Bobby Lashley saying, "Hey, I don't want an opportunity. You're giving me an opportunity." But it kind of got a little heated. Lashley actually saying, "All right, let's go have a match." Bobby Lashley versus Mustafa Ali. Great showcase. Obviously, Lashley took the W. But what actually happened as Bobby Lashley actually tried to help Ali to his feet after the match. Seth Rollins came out of nowhere and actually hit a stomp onto Bobby Lashley. So we're actually given a title match next Monday night, Bobby Lashley versus Seth freaking Rollins for the United States Championship. So what does this mean about Riddle and Seth Rollins? I know there's no title involved on Saturday at Extreme Rules, but Seth Rollins got a lot on his plate.
Yeah, well, he have other things on his mind while he's facing Riddle, man. With the United States Championship match next week. You know what? I don't mind seeing Bobby Lashley and Seth Rollins run it back because that was a great match, and maybe we'll see a new United States champion.
I think so. And speaking of Riddle and Rollins, we actually have a nice promo with them in the ring after this. Before we get to our next match, just a heated argument. It just was great storytelling once again. Riddle and Rollins just kind of throwing fuel to the fire about each other. And we actually saw Daniel Cormier, who is the referee for their fight pit match this Saturday at
Oh,
Extreme
this is
Rules,
awesome. Yeah.
kind of calming them both down, but saying he's going to call it right down the middle and he's going to make sure we have a clear winner. But what I want to talk about next, Candice LeRae coming out against taking on Dakota Kai, who had backup, obviously, Bailey and Io Sky. Dakota Kai, obviously the winner. It's not like I would expect Damage Control, who was ringside, to let one of their teammates take an L. But Candice LeRae, she is on the upcoming, but of course with Damage Control in control, I wouldn't expect Candice LeRae to really pick up a win with all four women, I'm sorry, against just one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Damage Control is going to control that division, man. Bailey's going to win that Raw Women's Championship this Saturday at Extreme Rules. You heard it here first.
I think so. Moving forward, Kyle, I wanted to talk about Chad Gable, who was at ringside for Otis's match against Johnny Gargano. Theory was actually ringside as well. But he was on commentary. Theory on commentary was great. Him and Corey Graves just go back
And
nonstop
yeah,
against Byron Saxton. It's just awesome. But we actually see Otis take a W over Johnny Gargano. But Johnny Gargano, he was kind of the, I guess you could say, the underdog in this match. You know what I mean? But I'm kind of surprised they actually let Otis take a W over Gargano. It was actually a pretty clean win, a little outside interference, but we actually moved next immediately to Braun Strowman versus Chad Gable. Braun Strowman with a W, kind of clearing house, but we actually saw moments where Chad Gable was close to getting a win over Braun Strowman. They were actually giving Chad Gable a 15-minute matchup with Braun, and Braun can hang in the ring with Gable. Could I even say Gable could hang in the ring with Braun, especially their past year as excuse me, growing up in professional wrestling. They were training each other. Gable was Braun's coach, but you could tell they just know each other so well. And honestly, if this was not the last of them in the ring together, give it to me more.
oh yeah, absolutely, man. I was a little bit skeptical about this match. I didn't know what to expect, but Braun and Chad Gable put on one hell of a
Right.
performance. Chad Gable with those technical techniques, and you know what? It provided for a good match and a good win for Braun Strowman.
And we even got another great match following actually a backstage confrontation earlier in the evening. So it was Angelo Dawkins and Solo Sikoa meeting for a singles match. It just was great. Solo Sikoa actually took a win after some mayhem at ringside with Zayn and the Usos, but Solo was able to kind of be the underdog in this match after everything that happened and actually take the W, kind of saying, all right, Bloodline, let's get this shit together. But I think we're going to see a dissension or something going on between, I think it was Jimmy or Jay and Sami Zayn. But there's something they're certainly teasing, and I'm not exactly sure what it is. But I don't know. Maybe the fame's get into their head. But moving before we get closer to our main event, Alexa Bliss versus Io Sky. Bianca Belair and Bailey kind of signed the contract for their ladder match at Extreme Rules, but actually at the end of that segment, we saw footage of Kai and Sky attacking Bliss and Asuka backstage. Bliss said, "Okay, you know what? I want Io Sky now." So we actually got that match. Io Sky did take the win. There was a lot going on. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with Alexa Bliss and the White Rabbit theory. I was thinking maybe, we're going to see her as the White Rabbit, but tonight, really, I thought if that was true, there would be a little bit more tease with Alexa Bliss. But nonetheless, Io Sky, I would expect her to take a W.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Alexa Bliss is a gamer, man. She elevates whoever she's in the ring with, and this was just another good match. It was just a great night of matches. Backstage segments for Monday Night Raw.
It was a great way to close the show. It was. Honestly, especially the Dexter Loomis stuff before we go. There was a few Dexter Loomis teases in the back, especially with the Miz. Just great storytelling there, and I just cannot wait to see what. Even if they don't give Dexter Loomis a match right away, these teases, man, I can get tired of it, but they do it so well. Keep it coming.
Yeah, talk about teases, man. We got the White Rabbit. We're supposed to be seeing who that
Did you
is.
see the QR code on
Oh
the
man,
there was a QR code that Corey Graves had also, and then there was actually a White Rabbit little lower third or something that they threw on the screen with a backstage segment with a little bit of background music. But I caught it, but not a lot of people probably did.
it's just good stuff all the way around. Triple H has got us on our toes, thinking what's going to happen next. I think we're going to see who the White Rabbit is at Extreme Rules this weekend. One thing's for sure, KozMatt will cover that all for you this weekend with a SmackDown recap and probably an Extreme Rules recap as well. And we will see you Sunday with a NASCAR recap as well. A lot of videos coming up. Make sure you push that notification bell. Peace out, baby.
Adios.
Come on and